All right, so a decent amount of this packet's actually kind of just note stuff, so that's good. But we're looking at observational studies versus experiments, which we kind of talked about yesterday. But an observational study is based on data where no manipulation has taken place. So, for example, watching behavior, looking at medical records, etc. So this would be like things that have happened in the past, like looking at someone's medical history and things like that, where they haven't been given something like specific to do that. A retrospective study is studying previous behavior, so like in the past. And then prospective study is studying future behavior. I don't know why I can't spell behavior. I'm like missing the I every time. An experiment is a controlled trial that can prove cause and effect. So this is where like researchers will impose an intervention or basically some kind of treatment is what that means on participants. So the key thing for you to be able to tell is this an observational study or an experiment is that observational studies, regardless if they're retrospective or prospective, is all passive. Okay, so like with retrospective, it's in the past, so that can kind of help you remember past, passive. I mean, I know those don't mean the same thing, but I don't know. Sometimes it helps to just have a little word clue. But an experiment is active, so it's like actively happening. And so like just for reference for when the test rolls around, these kinds of things that we're listing off here could show up on your concept portion. So even though this isn't like our quote unquote math packet, this is stuff that's more conceptual. So just to be aware, or that maybe not even to be asked directly like this for you to like fill in the blank, but like to have, you know, as far as your multiple choice questions, it may give you some scenarios and you have to say what kind of thing it is. So just to be really familiar with that is helpful. All right, so we've got an example here. Researchers who examined health records of thousands of males found that men who died of myocardial I think it's supposed to say infraction, which is a heart attack, tended to be shorter than men who did not. Is this an experiment? If not, what kind of study is it? So is this something that's actively happening or something that they're looking at like with like what has already happened kind of thing?
So you're looking at what already happened?
Yeah.
So it's not an experiment?
Yep. So it would be specifically, because this is something that's in the past, is a retrospective observational study. So, is it correct to conclude that shorter men are at a higher risk for heart attack? Okay, why?
Because we don't have like more data than just their height.
Yep, pretty much exactly correct. It wasn't an experiment, so we can't make inferences about this stuff. So it wasn't an experiment. We can't basically what you just said, we can't prove that being shorter causes a heart attack. That's not even really good wording with what I said, but you know what I mean. There could be, which is what you implied, a lurking variable. Because all they've told us is about height, but it could have a lot to do with diet, exercise, weight, genetics, you know, all kinds of different things that we don't know about that could easily be lurking variables. All right, so components of an experiment. So these are kind of back to more informational type things. Random assignment is basically to randomly assign, like what this means, to randomly assign participants in an experiment to a specific intervention or treatment. And factors are basically a variable being manipulated by the experimenter. All right, continuing with the informational stuff. Response is the variable whose values are compared
Hello.
across. Hey,
Hey.
do I need to pick up?
Sorry. Let me just answer the door.
Hello? Yes. Okay, we have like 2 or 3 more things to write down super fast, and then I'll let her cover come on over. Okay, thanks. Bye. Your dad is on his way. We'll just get through these 3 things, and then I'll just go ahead and stop there for today. This is a pretty quick section. We probably can finish it up tomorrow, if not by Monday. So, but like I said, we're ahead in here, so I'm not super worried about it. All right, experimental units are individuals on which the experiment is being performed. the level is specific values chosen for the factors. And treatment then is the combination of possible levels and factors. So we basically end up multiplying to see how many treatments there technically are, by how many levels we have versus how many factors we have. So this ends up being levels times factors. So when we do example 2 tomorrow, we'll actually get to see that and see how it like plays out in that. And question 3, just so you know, it looks really short. I just somehow forgot to put in space, and I forgot to go in and edit it before I printed them. So
Wait, which part?
question 3. It's A, B, C, and D are supposed to be individual questions, and I forgot to leave space to fill them in. So anyways, but we'll pick that up tomorrow with all of that. So